Shalom is Brother Yashima Zakar from the Israelite Report, IsraeliteReport.com. Upon my watch, all praises are definitely due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to all the brothers spread across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and sincerity. Those that really want to get the hell up out of here, those that truly believe and know the times that we're living in, as it says in 2nd Ezra 9:1. But I'm going to start off with Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. And we're definitely living in some evil times. These are evil days. And the people are unaware. And you're going to be surrounded by people. Let me say this. You're going to be surrounded by people that are completely unaware and oblivious to what's going on. And it's going to frustrate the shit out of you. And I know every day at my job, I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. Hell, just walking among people nowadays, it's almost unbelievable because things are really heating up, speeding up. You can see the mark of the beast right at the door. You can see World War III right at the door. You can see Jacob's trouble right at the door. And people are just walking around like la 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 la. It almost makes you want to smack the shit out of them. Like, how can you be this goddamn stupid? But you have to remember that, the Lord does this. This is the Lord's movie. This is what he does. He deceived the people he wanted to deceive. They have no idea what's going on. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding that the will of the Lord is. And the will of the Lord will be carried out. Whether your mama want to hear it, whether your grandmama, whether your father, your grandfather, whoever wants to hear it. So you're going to have to reach a point where you just realize that you are going to be set apart from everybody else. And you're going to have to be comfortable with that. You have to have a fuck this world mentality. Because this world is already over. They're just too stupid to realize it. I got this from X. Barron Trump News, and this is not the real Barron Trump. Barron Trump is Donald Trump's son. But it's a fan page, but they wrote something, and is of course is going into what I'm talking about. But this is what they wrote on Barron Trump News on X. It's probably an Edomite that's a devout Trump worshiper. This is what they said. And I laughed when I saw it. It says, do you sense that we are in a calm before the storm? And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah is my witness. It just popped up in my news feed today on X. And I was saying, well, maybe, I should end the calm before the storm and just going to something else. But then this Yahweh Bashim Shah was my witness. It just popped up. It says, do you sense that we are in a calm before the storm? It says the media seems preoccupied with trivial matters while crucial issues that directly impact the safety and stability of the United States are largely ignored. In the past few days, so much has transpired, and I can't help but wonder if this is part of a larger pre-planned scenario, one that may ultimately have dire consequences. See, even these Edomites and certain Jakes that are not aware, they're not in the truth. Um, they have a sense that something's not right, something's wrong. But they cannot put their finger on it because the Lord did not give it to them. All right, the deceived and the deceiver are His. So they don't quite understand what's going on. I'm going to get some of the messages here, some of the replies. This one reply says, I certainly hope you're wrong. They're replying to that comment about the calm before the storm. It says, I certainly hope you're wrong, but if not, I do believe the American people will rise to the occasion. I want to I want to read that again. I certainly hope you're wrong, but if not, I do believe the American people will rise to the occasion and take whatever steps are necessary to defend the republic. And this is the mind state of a lot of these Edomites. They feel they have to protect the republic, the United States, the Constitution. They want to bring it back to the good old days when America was respected. This is the mind state of the average Edomite. They believe that the American people will rise to the occasion. I'm going to read it again. The American people will rise to the occasion and take whatever steps are necessary to defend the republic. I hope it doesn't come down to that, meaning a revolution, possible civil war, the people versus the government, right? I hope it doesn't come down to that, but we cannot and will not allow them, meaning the powers that be, to subvert the will of the people. And that's an exclamation mark. So this is the mindset of the average everyday Edomite. They believe they have a constitutional right to rule over you niggas and to get their fair share of the piece of the pie. That good old American pie. And they want their piece of the pie. But not getting their fair piece of the pie is why you see these Edomites getting all riled up and angry at the system. And they use Trumpy as a buffer, a go-between, a medium, a way to calm these people down. That's another reason why I call this the calm before the storm. Because he's there to give the people hope. He's the white version of Barack Obama. Obama came in with the idea of hope and change. And niggas are so stupid, they thought this monkey would come in there and actually bring change. So Trumpy is the Edomite version of Obama. He's coming in with hope and change, a false hope. But he gives them a belief that America will return back to well, he's even said it, the golden age, which is a goddamn lie. This place is about to collapse. Okay? So this person is hoping that they won't have to take up arms and fight for the republic. This is a second reply. It says here, wouldn't quite call this the calm, considering wouldn't quite call this the calm, considering we don't even know who's really currently running the government. Now, this person is smart, but at the same time, he's a stupid ass. Because, yeah, I get what they're saying. They're saying that Biden isn't the real president at the moment. But at the same time, you have to know that the bankers, the globalist elites are running the government. There is no government. The government acts on the behest of the globalist elites, the bankers. They have to know this. Otherwise, they're a dumbass at this point. They call this what the information age. You should know this already. They says we don't know who's running the government. It says, is that even the real Biden? And I said this before. I don't even know if that's the real Biden. I don't believe for the past 4 years we've seen the real Biden. But it says looks different almost every time I see him talking about Biden. Yeah, no shit. It says the installed fake president, they are doing everything possible to destroy and bankrupt us. And that's the ultimate agenda of the globalist elites, to bring you down to your knees so they can implement a one world currency, the mark of the beast, the microchip. That's their ultimate goal. That's the end game. To chip everybody. And people can't quite come to grips with that reality, that thought, that reality, that this is what's happening. None of this is by accident. Third reply, this is what someone replied to that second reply, saying, trusting God with the big story, and Trump is being used of the Lord. That's what they wrote. Trump is being used of the Lord. So when I tell you that these Edomites literally worship Trump and they think Trump is their Lord and Savior, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not making that shit up. It's not something I just said. Y'all see it, right? They think this guy is really their protector. They really believe that. So what do you think these Edomites are going to do when they find out this guy betrayed them and that he's really the snake that he's been reading about in his poems? If you don't believe me, go look up Trump snake poem. Look up Trump snake poem. He's talking about himself, but he makes it sound like he's talking about the um the illegal migrants, as they call them. If these niggas understood what is happening right now and how these Edomites are on the verge of snapping and going crazy, they will be seeking the Lord. But the Lord did not put it in their heart to seek him because that's the Lord. He deceived them right along with these Edomites. I'm going to get Malachi 1 and 1. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? So our people are seeking um, safety, peace and safety from Esau, Edom. They're hoping that the white man can save them, that the white man has the answers. Niggas voting for Trump, black conservatives, black Republicans, thinking that this is the answer. They think because the Democratic Party has shitted on them for so many years that they can go to the Republican Party and get away from massa. This is how effed up our people are. So they bypass the Lord, the word of the Lord, the men of the Lord. They don't seek comfort in the Lord. They seek comfort in Esau, right? They say, I have loved, it says here, verse 2, I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob and I hated Esau. But Jacob is seeking coverage, safety underneath Esau, hoping Esau will be their umbrella to protect them from the coming destruction. It says, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, because at one point Esau was taken down, but he did rise back up. That was prophesied as well. But we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, and that's the pride of Esau. We will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So the Lord has a eternal indignation with Esau, but our people are, are seeking peace and safety underneath Esau. Our people just have no idea. Let me get Isaiah 26:10. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. And Esau has had enough time to rule, and he's done nothing other than increase wickedness upon this place, upon the whole earth, trying to spread his democracy, LGBTQ, whatever, right? Everywhere he goes, he tries to spread his democracy, and he destroys the land that he enters. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Esau is the wicked. And believe it or not, this is all leading to Jacob's trouble, because Esau is about to show his wickedness, his wicked side. And our people don't understand the devil that they're dealing with, and that it's going to take the Lord to have mercy on you in that day, to escape the wrath of Esau. This devil is coming down with great wrath. Let me get Isaiah 40:1. It says, comfort ye my people, saith your power. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned. We're not going to be always in this condition. I know that's hard to imagine for some people. They think we'll always be niggas walking around with our pants sagging, niggas wearing skinny jeans, uploading the blicky, shooting at each other, wearing shiesty masks, walking into the stores and stealing shit. But no, there's going to come a time when our people will be back in their right mind under the new covenant. All right? Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she hath received of the Lord's hand double for her sins. Behold, the Lord power, Yahweh, will come with strong hand, and his arm shall rule for him. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. All right. Now, I'm going to get into the news from the Times of Israel. It says the IDF sees chance for strike on Iran nuke sites after knocking out Syria air defenses. And I've been saying this for quite some time, that the whole agenda, I would, you know what? I'm gonna speak as a man here, but my personal belief is that the whole point of Trump even regaining the White House is to go to war with Iran. The IDF sees chance for strikes on Iran nuke sites after knocking out Syria air defenses. And this came from the Times of Israel. It says the Israel Defense Forces believes that following the weakening of Iranian proxy groups in the Middle East and the dramatic fall of Bashar al-Assad regime in Syria, there is an opportunity to strike Iran's nuclear facilities, military officials said on Thursday. And this was a week ago. So after they did their thing and gained some territory in Syria, they're now eyeing Iran, because Iran, and I heard Redacted talk about this also, um, and they seem to be saying the same thing that I'm saying, that, but they're not saying exactly what I'm saying, but um, even with their carnal mind, they're able to put two and two together and understand that there is a major push towards going to war with Iran. And those of us that remember 9/11 and remember bin Laden and the Afghanistan war and how it moved over to the war with Iraq, we can kind of see how the situation here is moving towards Iran. I believe it was Senator, what's his name? John McCain. He sung the song. Um, "Bomb, Bomb, 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 Iran." That was McCain, right? If I'm not mistaken, some years ago. Bomb Iran. That has always been on the playbook, or in the playbook, of the globalist elites, these small hatters, these bankers, to attack Iran, come up with a clever scheme, an excuse to go to war with Iran. And Trump is their man. It says, again, I'm going to read this part. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, believes that following the weakening of Iranian proxy groups in the Middle East and the dramatic fall of the Bashar al-Assad regime in Syria, there is an opportunity to strike Iran's nuclear facilities, military officials said Thursday. The Israeli Air Force has therefore continued to increase its readiness and preparations for such potential strikes in Iran. The IDF also believes that Iran isolated after the fall of the Assad regime and the weakening of its main proxy group, Hezbollah, in Lebanon, uh, may push ahead further with its nuclear program and develop a bomb as it scrambles to replace its deterrence. So, this is why every week I'm talking about Iran, because I see the play and I know where this is going. Just like I know where the crash of the economy is going and the CBDCs and everything becoming digital as far as finances is concerned, is moving towards the mark of the beast, the microchip. All these things are happening. They're speeding up. It's no longer a theory. It's not something you can just say, oh, that's far away. No, it's happening right now. If you're not paying attention, you won't see it, but it's happening right now. Okay? Let me get Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. And that's what's happening right now. You see these people um, coming up, they're coming up with all these different scenarios or how they could avoid war and can there be peace talks. And you seeing this with Russia and Ukraine, but there's war in the hearts of these elites of Esau Edom and their puppets, whether it be Biden or Trump. They're going to follow through and do what the elites tell them to do, because all of your so-called leaders are compromised and blackmailed, and they must follow through with the orders that were handed down to them. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. So while they're speaking and, pretending like they're coming to some great resolution and they are going to somehow bring peace in the Middle East, bullshit. There's going to be war there. Armageddon. The Lord put it in their spirit. The word of it says the Lord's word does not go out void. So this is bullshit. What they're talking about. Peace talks. That's not happening. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And those swords are being drawn right now. Now I'm going to talk about these drones right quick. Um, it's been all of these different reports, and people have been all over social media, you know, saying what they believe and giving their input. And recently, Trumpy came out and said what he thought about it. And this is what he said. This came from the People's Voice. It says, Trump says Biden administration is lying about mysterious drone sightings. Says President-elect Trump has blasted Joe Biden, saying that his administration knows what is happening regarding the mysterious drone sightings over New Jersey, New York, and other states. He said he believes that the U.S. military and Biden know exactly what is going on and are attempting to create fear among the people. So Trump is accusing the Biden administration of fear mongering. Fox News reports Trump made the statement Monday during a lengthy press conference with reporters at Mar-a-Lago, saying the U.S. military certainly knows the origin of the drones. And this is a quote. It says, "The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right inside." And that's true. I've said that before, that the U.S. military knows exactly what's going on. Um, you're not flying shit in the skies in the U.S. without the U.S. military knowing. So, like you said, if it's a garage, they can go right inside. They know where it came from and where it went, Trump said. Now, this part is true. I have to agree. And he says here in a quote, for some reason they don't want to comment, and I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows, our president knows, and for some reason they want to keep people in suspense. He continued, I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it's the enemy, they blast it. Mm. So I'm gonna say this. Um, Two things can be true at once. You could have a situation where the U.S. military is flying their drones, and at the same time, you could really have the chariots of the Lord really visiting this place and making themselves known and seen. And Esau is so prideful. He's so prideful that he may just be trying to cover up what's really happening. All right. This could be the case where Esau is in a situation where the chariots are kicking his ass, and now he wants to try to say, "Oh no, they're U.S. manufactured, or they're coming from China, or they're coming from Iran," because the story was from this congressman last week. He was saying that Iran had a mothership off the eastern seaboard, basically on the east coast, that Iran let loose, and now you have these drones all over the east coast and other areas, and there's been some sightings in Maryland, where I'm at in the DMV, but mainly in New Jersey. Esau's so goddamn prideful, man, that he would attempt that. You can't put it past him. He would try, even though he know he's going to get his ass whooped and the chariots of the Lord are on their way, he would try it. That's Esau. That's this devil for you. All right. This is a post from X from Charlie Kirk, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of Charlie Kirk. He's an ultra conservative pundit. Radioactive material has gone missing in transit near Newfield, New Jersey. Oh, and he says it since December the 2nd, 2024. Radioactive material has gone missing in transit near Newfield, New Jersey. It says here the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission posted on alert on their website to Category 3 nuclear waste that had come up missing. And that's one of the rumors that's floating around out there. And I don't want to get too much into detail, but they're saying that the reason why these drones are out there is because there's a missing nuke or nuclear material that's floating out there, and they're sniffing out the nuclear material. And you got these Edomites online talking about, oh, the drones are out there to save us. So you got that going on. It says the container was found damaged and empty. It says the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, the NRC, has issued an alert regarding the missing shipment, classifying it as less than Category 3. This indicates that while the material can cause harm if mishandled, it's not immediately life-threatening, according to the NRC. Uh, the license the licensee has filed a complaint, a claim with the shipper, and if the source isn't located within 30 days, a full written report, including root causes and corrective actions, will be submitted. Again, this is the cover story of Esau Edom. And like I said before, two things can be true at once. Esau could be floating out his bullshit ass technology. And I had that dream. I hope y'all remember I had that dream some time ago. I believe it was last year. I had a dream that I was like at some studio, like a Hollywood production studio, and they had a UFO on the table. There was a long table, and they had some aircraft UFO on the table, and I was laughing, and the guy that was standing next to me was kind of mad because I was laughing. And then at some point, I kind of like looked up, and I guess you can say I called down a UFO, a chariot, right? And the chariot that I called down pretty much knocked the other, bullshit ass UFO that they had off the table. And he was in amazement. I was laughing. Like the chariot that I called down had an attitude. Like it didn't just like politely land on the other UFO that, is Hollywood production version of a chariot. No, the chariot that I called down it was very disrespectful and just knocked the shit out of this Hollywood production chariot. So I'm saying that to say this. It could be a situation where Esau is floating out his bullshit as uh, UFOs or drones or whatever, and the actual chariots are showing up and just destroying them. This is a prideful devil that will not just give up his kingdom. He thinks he has the ability to outwit and outsmart the Most High Power. He thinks his technology is on par with the Most High Power. This is 2 Ezra 13:8, and it says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight." And that's how the Lord set this devil, this Edomite devil, up in a trick bag, okay, to make him think that he could fight against the Most High Power. They think they're going to win. They think that their houses shall continue forever. They think Elon Musk and his, what is it, Starlink, his X, or his SpaceX, as he calls it, right? That's going to upset prophecy. That's how prideful this devil is. So afraid, but yet doers fight. But we believe that we have a deliverer, a savior on the way, a Mashiach Yahweh Shai. This is Psalms 34:3. It says, "O magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto him, and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. The poor man cried, and the Lord heard him, and saved him out of all his troubles." And there's a time of Jacob's trouble coming. These Edomites about to go crazy, batshit crazy. But the 7th verse says, "The angel of the Lord encampeth around about them that fear him, and delivereth them." And that's what we trust in. We trust in the Lord, power. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that he will have his protective angels around us, that they will provide a hedge around us in these last and evil days. Because shit's about to get turned up. You're about to see some shit you thought you would never see before. It's about to get crazy out here. All right? It's about to get absolutely crazy. I'm going to get Matthew 26. I'll tell you what, I'll start at 59. It says, starting up a little bit, says, "Now the chief priests and elders, all the council, sought false witness against Yahweh Shai to put him to death," because they were looking for a reason to put Yahweh Shai to death. But it says, "But found none, yea, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. At the last came 2 false witnesses, and said, This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of Yahweh, and to build it in 3 days. And the high priest arose and said unto him, Answerest thou nothing?" They wanted him to say something to put him in a bad spot. But it says, "What is it these witness against thee?" But Yahweh Shai held his peace. And that's what we got to do. We got to hold our peace. And sometimes you really want to go off and just snap on a nigga. But you got to hold your peace. Yahweh Shai, because, well, he was the ultimate. He was the example. for how we should be. Yahweh Shah held his peace, and the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living power, that thou tell us whether thou be the Christ or the Mashiach, the Son of the living power, Yahweh. Yahweh Shah said unto him, thou hast said, nevertheless I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming in the clouds of heaven. And believe it or not, that's what these elites of Esau, that's what they really fear. That's what makes them so afraid that we're right, that we're telling the truth, that the Messiah is actually on the way. And when they try to push and implement the microchip, and they're caught up in World War III, that the Messiah will return. Because they know that's the end of their kingdom. And after that, they're going into slavery. That's why they're so afraid. But yet, doors fight. So yes, the angels of the Lord are making their presence known. And these devils are afraid. Let's get this in Isaiah 66 and 14. It says, and when ye see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like an herb, and the hand of the Lord shall be known toward his servants, and his indignation towards his enemies. And who are the enemies of the Lord? The ones that are in rulership right now. Esau, Edom, and these other heathen nations. But Esau, Edom is the top of the top. All right? For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind. This is why they're so afraid. But yet doors fight. The Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Yeah, because those chariots are going to wreak havoc. Okay? And destroy these little bullshit ass drones and whatever missiles they try to fire at it. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So a lot of people are going to die. A lot of people will not make it. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. And you can say that even these jakes that have taken on to Esau's rulership, seeking cover underneath Esau, and they've become an abomination, they're also going to be consumed in that fire. Now I know I bring this out. I bring this out all the time, but I'm going to get it anyway. It's Proverbs 18 and 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. And that's it. That's it. That's all. The only protection from this storm that's coming is the name of the Lord, the word of the Lord. That's your real peace and safety.